All right, picture this, a community where your kids can walk to a century-old movie theater, you can catch an express train to Chicago in 31 minutes or less, and your home sits in the same historic district as other historical masterpieces. Sounds crazy, right? Well, the town of LaGrange offers something that many multi-million-dollar suburbs just can't replicate, and that's authentic community character that's over 150 years in the making. So what's the catch? The word is getting out fast. That's why in this video, I'll reveal why this charming village right outside Chicago is the next ideal spot to live. Let's dive in. Let me show you something that most people don't know about LaGrange. We're talking about a National Register Historic District with over 1,000 buildings in it. The village got this status in 1979, and walking through these streets feels like stepping back in time, but in the best possible way. The Historic District covers buildings from the 1870s to the 1930 railroad era, and I'll tell you, the variety of the architecture is amazing. You'll find prairie school homes sitting next to beautiful Queen Anne Victorians, for example. These are incredible examples of architecture that span over 6 decades of American design. But here's where it gets interesting. LaGrange is home to 3 Frank Lloyd Wright designs. The crown jewel is the W. Irving Clark House, built between 1893 and 1894. This is early Frank Lloyd Wright, folks, from when he was just starting to develop his famous prairie school style. But this isn't just about famous names. The entire downtown area has mixed-use buildings with businesses at street level and homes above, and this is how communities naturally developed over a century ago. It creates a really walkable environment that you just can't copy in other areas. Not only that, but it ties into the downtown vibe that I'll show you in just a minute. But first, quick pause here. If you're excited about the communities like LaGrange and you want to see more Chicago suburb deep dives, smash that subscribe button right now. I'm taking you to places with great amenities, views, and prices, all with the deep dive analysis and personal insights. Trust me, you won't want to miss these when you're making the biggest decision of your life. Here's one of the reasons why families move to LaGrange and never leave. The education opportunities here are absolutely fantastic. For example, Lyons Township High School ranks 33rd among 697 high schools in Illinois. It literally has a 5-star rating. Let me give you the numbers that matter. Students at Lyons Township High School average a 1270 on the SAT and a 29 on the ACT. The graduation rate sits over 95%. Here's the stat that impressed me the most. They have 37 advanced placement courses with an 86% pass rate. That's amazing preparation for college-bound students. But the elementary school options are just as impressive. For example, 7th Avenue Elementary ranks 32nd statewide, putting your kids in a top-tier learning environment from day one. It's important to know that this area is served by 2 separate districts, 102 and 105. But something else that's really awesome is that the 2024 test scores reveal significant recovery from those pandemic setbacks that we had early in 2020. That's incredible resilience to see from these districts. And if you're looking for private school options, you've got them. Nazareth Academy is right there in LaGrange Park and has students averaging 27 on the ACT. And get this, they've produced several current NFL players, Julian Love, CJ West, and JJ McCarthy. But you can see how the school performance isn't just about test scores. These are schools that have been benefiting families for generations. And this is not where the benefits for families end. You'll see why when I speak about the events here later on. Something else you should know is that the amenities for kids go well beyond the classroom. The community has parks, recreational spots, and programs designed to help kids thrive outside of the school. It's a huge plus. Okay, so great schools matter obviously, but what happens when the school day ends? So walking through downtown LaGrange is one heck of an experience. You just can't get this vibe with strip malls and shopping centers. This downtown was developed over decades, and it clearly shows. The LaGrange Theater is celebrating over a 100-year anniversary this year, and it was recently just updated with insane amenities, like 4K projectors, insane audio, and powered recliner seats that heat. Have you ever sat on a heated, comfy chair? Feels like heaven. All right, let's talk about the food scene, because this is where LaGrange truly stands out. Blackberry Market has become a destination for food lovers all across the Chicago suburbs. Owl and Lark delivers a sophisticated dining experience. Steak and Vine delivers upscale dining experience without the downtown prices. And Sushi Ukai provides sushi that rivals anything that you'll find in the city. And let's be real, the real test of any downtown is what happens on a Friday night. Here, families walk the sidewalks. Friends gather for dinner and drinks. It's only a 3-minute walk from the train station to downtown coffee shops, for instance. The overall vibe is both charming and exciting, really. But don't take my word for it. At the end of this video, I'll talk about some real residents' opinions about this area. And LaGrange isn't just about dining. There's also an excellent shopping experience. The Jackson Square Antique Mall has over 70 booths and artisan shops. which makes for an incredible shopping experience here in downtown LaGrange as well. Another thing I absolutely love about LaGrange is the walkability. Downtown LaGrange was created before they thought about parking and traffic, so it's really set up great for walking. You can run errands, meet a friend for coffee, or catch a movie all within a few blocks of each other. It just really makes that downtown experience something you can't really find in a lot of other Chicago suburbs. And speaking of getting around, stay put because I'll talk more about commuting in just a few minutes. All right, let's talk about traditions. And this town has a lot of really unique traditions that go all the way back to the 40s. So let's talk about them. So every year since 1947, something really interesting happens in LaGrange. It's a tradition that's been featured on WGN News, and it's a signature celebration that defines LaGrange. So thousands of people show up for what exactly? The LaGrange Pet Parade, which has been running for 79 years. It gathers thousands of spectators to celebrate pets and the town itself. Picture this, families from throughout the Chicago suburbs make the trip to LaGrange every year just to participate in or watch this parade. Kids dress up their pets. Local businesses sponsor floats. The whole place joins in for a celebration that's very specific and meaningful to the area. But the events don't stop there. You've got the holiday walk, which brings you Santa on a fire truck. There are tree lighting ceremonies, ice sculptures, and trolley tours. Together, they turn downtown into a winter wonderland. And keep in mind, these are grassroots celebrations organized by residents who really care about their community. Then there's the LaGrange Farmers Market, which runs every Thursday from May through October. It has over 50 vendors and free parking at the Village Hall. Farmers Market allows neighbors and vendors throughout the community to come together to support each other's businesses. All right, so events are great, but there's one thing that'll make or break a suburb for professionals, and that's commuting into downtown Chicago. The BNSF line offers express service to Union Station in 31 to 35 minutes, which allows a faster commute for even some of Chicago's residents. Let me play out this commute for you. LaGrange has two stations, LaGrange Road, which we're standing at here, and Stone Avenue, which operates on weekdays. The LaGrange Road station is the 23rd busiest train station in the Chicagoland area, with over 1,400 daily boardings. Here are the numbers that matter for your daily routine. There are 91 weekday trains, 44 inbound, 47 outbound. That means you have flexibility in your schedule, whether you need to leave early for early morning meetings or stay late for dinner with clients. Off-peak service runs hourly, and tickets cost between $2 and $6 depending on your destination. And when you see the home prices coming up, you'll understand why this train service is so valuable. So here's the bottom line of this advantage. We're just 16 miles of driving distance from downtown Chicago. This often makes driving quicker than commuting from many neighborhoods in the city. And you have highway access via I-55 and I-294, giving you multiple route options depending on traffic and your destination. And because this is a true commuter community, everything is designed around train service. Downtown businesses understand commuter schedules. There's easy parking at the station. The area's rhythm really does revolve around the fact that many residents commute to Chicago. The commute from LaGrange to downtown Chicago is usually quicker than getting around within the city. You can enjoy suburban living with its space, schools, and community. Plus, you won't miss out on all that Chicago offers. It's the best of both worlds. But great location and great amenities are meaningless if you can't afford to live here. Let me break down the numbers so you can see exactly what it's going to cost you to buy a home here. So this is what $700,000 will get you in LaGrange. This is the current median home value here, but you can find homes for as low as $550,000. These numbers show a large increase from last year and years prior. It just shows a strong, solid buyer demand for this area that has just skyrocketed over the last 5 to 10 years. If you've owned property here for the last 15 years plus, you're sitting on an absolute gold mine. Just a few more numbers for you. The average price per square foot in LaGrange is over $345. That's up over 6% from the last year. The property values again here have just skyrocketed over the last several years, and it's because of all the local amenities that I've just shown you already. And the market dynamics here in LaGrange are just insane. Homes are selling 3% over their asking price, which tells you what buyers are willing to pay for the lifestyle and the amenities here. 96% of the homes in LaGrange sell in at least 30 days, and the average days on market is just over 10 days. Homes here sell really fast and for more than what sellers are asking for. In July of 2025, 55% of the homes sold for over their asking price. That tells you that buyers know the value here and they're willing to compete for it. This isn't just a seller's market, it's one of the hottest markets in the Chicago suburbs. And here's the variety that makes LaGrange accessible to different budgets. You can find condos and townhomes priced between $195,000 and $499,000. They're great for new professionals or empty nesters wanting to downsize into the community. I'll give you some examples by home size. 2-bedroom homes average $317,500, while 4-bedroom homes sell on an average of $882,000. On the high end, premium homes can reach up to $3 million. This gets you luxury living with all the community benefits that we've discussed. Honestly, when you consider the schools, the commute, the community, the historic character of LaGrange, the pricing does start to make sense. But before I tell you why people love it here so much, let me share another fun fact with you about LaGrange. It stayed stable during economic uncertainty. Communities that have strong basics like good schools and easy transportation keep their value easier than other communities that lack these amenities. All right, this is all pretty awesome, but what do current residents say about living here? So you've seen LaGrange, you've seen the streets, you walked the streets with me. What keeps longtime residents in LaGrange? Their online reviews reveal why this community has such staying power. One resident said that the 30-minute train ride to downtown Chicago was shorter than when they actually lived in other parts of the city. And we've talked about this earlier, so just think about that for a moment. You can live in a historic suburban community with great schools and still have better access to downtown than some of the residents of the actual city. Then a 20-year LaGrange resident shared that the community has given them all that I could ever been given to succeed. So they're not talking only about the amenities or location, it's about the relationships and the opportunities that come with being part of this community. The consistent theme that I hear from residents is the walkability and the ability to support local businesses. Families enjoy walking to restaurants. They create memories at Tate's Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop. They also love running errands without needing to drive. And honestly, who doesn't love that? Here's what surprised me the most about what the inhabitants said. They often talk about the mix of small town charm and being just minutes from everything. So you get that connection between people and the pace of life that comes with small town living, but you don't have to give up the access to world-class dining, entertainment, and employment. I actually had a client move there earlier this year from a neighborhood in Chicago, and they've been falling in love every day with something new about the community. They love the quick commute into the city for work. They don't feel like they're too far away from the city where they're in the suburbs now, and it's not as much of a culture shock as it would be if they moved maybe 45 to an hour away in a cookie cutter suburb community that kind of looks like Pleasantville. It's much more of a city vibe with the suburban amenities that they're enjoying every day. Bottom line is this: when you find a community that combines historic character, excellent schools, convenient transportation, and genuine neighborly connections, why would you ever leave? So here's my honest assessment after doing a deep dive into everything that LaGrange has to offer. This community delivers on every major suburban priority. We're talking historic character, genuine community, urban access, and strong property values. And just 16 miles from downtown Chicago. And it works if you're a commuter, an empty nester, or you're just building your family. You'll find exactly what you need right here. If LaGrange sounds like an area that you'd like to live in, or if you're ready to sell your current home to make this move happen, I can help you. And don't worry, I don't just hand you the keys, I'm involved in every single step of the way. So send me an email at john@cintichrealestate.com and let's start mapping out your path to LaGrange and the future that you're building to help your family. Now, why don't you check this video out next? I speak about some criminally underrated Chicago suburbs where you can get incredible value and convenience, and I promise it'll surprise you. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I'll see you on the next video.